Unmute. Unmute.
So now we are live. I think we'll start, sir. Yeah. So very good afternoon and warm welcome to all the pediatricians across the country for this wonderful sessions, the financial fitness program, the financial fitness initiative for financial intelligence for pediatricians, which was started by Dr. Ajay Kumar sir, a pioneer, a legendary pediatrician, a IAPN, I think, who is very selfless and helping all of us in learning the finances in a simplest way possible. And that is the initiative started in 2021 under the presidentship of Dr. Surendran sir and myself as a secretary. And I'm very happy that it's still continuing and enriching the knowledge of all the pediatricians, making each and every pediatrician a financially literate. So we are very proud to do this series. And now I welcome Dr. Ajay Kumar sir to give the brief intro of the program, and also welcome Dr. Vipul Jain sir. We are very gratitude, sir, from the Pediatric Academy of Telangana State for accepting for the talk. And this is a much needed talk. We are all looking forward. So over to Ajay Kumar sir, the lead coordinator of Financial Fitness Program.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan Kumar, for introducing and being there with us from the past 3 years throughout. And with your efforts, we are also at technical support. We are able to have this Zoom program and also have a backup recording on the YouTube. I welcome all the participants for this wonderful program today, eagerly anticipated since long time. How the pediatrician should design their own pension, those who are in private practice other than service in the government service or central government or state government service, in the private practice through using national pension system or scheme, which Dr. Vipul Jain sir from New Delhi is an expert and has read thoroughly in this topic. And he'll going to tell us briefly today in the 1 hour time with question and answer session subsequently about the highlights, important points and summaries of national pension system. Before I hand over my platform here today, a brief introduction about our program as every time. I request Vipul Jain sir to stop sharing his screen so that I can start give some of my, thank you very much, sir. Pediatric Academy of Telangana, as Dr. Pawan has already said, is doing this program earlier as Friday Financial Fitness Program to spread the financial intelligence. Subsequently, under the presidentship of Dr. Surendran, Dr. Arakala Bhaskar, and now with the help of current president of Pediatric Academy of Telangana, Dr. Yashwant Rao, and Secretary Dr. Vamsi. And Dr. Pawan is continuing to help us with our academic director, Dr. Harish Gopal sir. We are initially our statutory declaration and disclaimer. We are just educating and spreading the financial literacy and awareness among the pediatricians and doctors and their family members to take very informed decisions about the investments and protection and few wealth creation topics. And it is being delivered by most of the time doctors from all over India. We definitely discourage not to do any day trading or any tips trading from friends or so-called financial influencers or any tips from unknown sources. So don't also borrow money to invest in the stock market, because stock market investment itself is risky. We advise you to do safe, prudent, and long-term investing for your goals. As Dr. Pawan has said, we had our local faculty, which started very modestly about 3 years back. We had a couple of workshops And we started developing into this regular Sunday 4 p.m. eagerly awaited all over India by most of our participants. This is our 21st episode this year, which is remarkable. I myself was surprised when I was going through the back videos and the back programs. We have covered so many topics, if you can see on the screen, and we are ever grateful and thank from the bottom of our heart, the team F3, the Pediatric Academy of Telangana teams. Thank all the speakers who have participated consistently in our programs, taking so much effort in preparation of each topic, and the participants who have participated, attended, and participate in the self-learning by questions and answering themselves. Today, we are having a national pension scheme that is creating a pension stream for our own pediatricians, mainly in the private practice. Dr. Vipul Jain sir is an expert in that. I've heard him on this particular topic earlier also. He is a gem of a person who was done the non-judgmental presentation of the topic. We always encourage learning this new topic of finance awareness and personal finance subject. And we try to encourage by telling you this is a new topic, new area. Try to read some good books, see some good seminars, join the peer groups, and also explore the e-learning courses, which is recognized by the National Security Institute, Security Marketing Institute, and take these few steps, practically start your journey in the financial markets. And next few programs which we are having in our mind, our academic director, Dr. Harish Gopal sir, has also designed, and we have some programs in future. Next Sunday, we have got a very, very interesting and a new topic by Dr. Sachin Patel from Maharashtra. He is going to talk to us on silver investing. Is this better than gold, or do you have to invest a long term, or do you have to do a trading or something like that? I've heard him in Mahamanikon conference. And then the last Sunday of this month of September, we have got estate planning by Dr. Kumaresh from Madurai, Tamil Nadu. He is an anesthetist, and I have also heard him in some other platforms. He is an excellent senior doctor, and we await these two programs this month. There are certain topics upcoming, but there is a thinking among our team members that we should take a break for next month, probably for recovering, refreshing, and redesigning and rethinking about our future subjects and programs and speakers. Not that we have fallen short of our speakers. There are a lot of speakers who are there eager to participate, but just to redesign our program and also to take a short break. And we have got a lot of Indian Academy of Pediatrics programs coming up in the next few months, including our chapter. Can I ask Fayaz to please mute yourself? And that's how probably we may not have next month any of the webinars on the Sundays, but definitely our WhatsApp group will be actively open for everybody to discuss topics and questions. So your attention now to this topic of pension for pediatricians via National Pension Scheme by Dr. Vipul Jain. A few words about what I learned recently in one of the webinar of a graduate business school of Stanford University. And there were certain eye-openers about the retirement plan or a pension, what we talk about today, little different from a retirement plan. But anyway, if you want our pension to be sufficient, start the journey of saving early. Then how much to save? It all depends upon what will be our requirement, what is our consumption pattern, what is our lifestyle, what is our social environment, what are our habits, what are our wants, and what are our way we live. So these are the few factors which are definitely relevant to have a sort of a adequate corpus and the pension coming in every month regularly for us, something like annuity. And this national pension scheme, which I have a little awareness, which I heard Vipul Jain sir talking earlier, is a one scheme fit all with lot of flexibility. So probably in a different strata of doctors and the goals and probably valuation, this will help us. And Dr. Vipul Jain sir today will tell us how to go about doing this program. Over to Dr. Vipul Jain sir, and at the end of his talk, we will have questions on the chat box. And please unmute in the end if you possible, if you're still around, to talk directly to sir. And those who have missed the previous program, these are our YouTube channels. You can go through them. Some of them are recorded and kept there, but definitely to encourage participation, immediate putting up in the group is not possible as we have taken the decision. So over to Dr. Vipul Jain sir with this few brief words. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. And it's an honor to be with the Twin City branch and talking about finance. I think you guys are pioneer in promoting financial fitness amongst pediatricians from last 3-4 years. And I know several other subsidiaries have also followed you and taking steps to increase the awareness of financial fitness all over the country.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible, sir.
Full screen is visible. It's fine.
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you.
Well,
I think when we join MBBS, most of us usually come from middle class families, and our basic aim is to have a good job after MBBS or after post graduation and settle. And since we look at our parents, they are usually in, most of us had our parents usually in the government job or in the jobs where they got pension. So our dream was to have a good job and pension at the end of it. But reality is that most of us end up doing private practice, and it's a different altogether story whether we earn more in private or more in a government job. But the flaw with the private practice is that we don't have pension. And I always felt that this is one of the biggest drawback of the private practice, that it does not guarantee your old age. Once you will retire from private practice, there is no social security that will come and will take care of your old age, your monthly income. Whatsoever you earn, whatsoever you save is fine. That's okay. You will be able to save good amount of money if your private practice is good. And at the time of retirement, you can use that money into your retirement corpus and use that periodically. But still, pension is missing. So I dedicate this talk to my dad, who was like that: you are into practice, you should save more, and you will be needing much more than what we need when you will retire. When in 2009, NPS got introduced by government and made for citizens. It got introduced for government servants in 2004 and for general citizens in 2009. And I was among the first few people, because of my dad, who made me enter into NPS from very first day when it got introduced. And he calculated as per my earning that how much I should be putting into NPS every month. At that time, I must admit, I felt so bad that he is putting almost 20-25% of my monthly saving into NPS, and this is too much. But it took me 4 or 5 years to realize what gift he has given to me. And this would have, I feel this would have been the biggest gift that he has given to me, apart from other good things that I have got into my life because of him. Now, what is pension? Pension is basically a social security in the form of monthly payments. It should come passively, uninterrupted. There should not be any tag except that you are alive, and it should come into your account whether your need is less or more till you die. This is the definition of pension. It is not something that you take out of your savings, out of your corpus periodically of whatever that you have saved. It should be which comes automatically on first of every month into your account, whether you ask for it or you do not ask for it. And this, look at the psychology of a person who gets pension. If you know that first of every month your account is going to hit some amount of money, how secure you feel, how independent you feel. As I said, now my dad, who doesn't need anything to earn, but he is so secure when his pension comes on every first, and he knows that he doesn't need to spend anything, but he still offers me very periodically, you want to buy this, shall I buy? And he knows that I'm going to say no, that I don't need your money to buy anything, but he is so happy saying that I also have good amount of money, I also have a pension which comes regularly to me every month, I can buy things for you. So this gives you longevity, this gives you long life and a peaceful life post retirement, which will not happen if you are managing funds at the age of 75, 80 or 85. Whatever amount you have may be a big amount, but if you're supposed to manage funds at a later age, it is difficult mentally and it gives you stress also. So friends, if you have not gifted yourself a monthly paycheck after retirement till date, it is the last day today to decide whether you want to or you don't want to. Because I must say there will be 1001 reasons for not opting for NPS or NUT. But once you will opt for NPS or NUT, it will be a blessing for you and you will relish this till you are there on this earth. So I must say this is an urgent point. If you are less than 50, you have to go for NPS. If you are more than 50, you can still go if you are between 50 and 55 and your retirement age as you plan is around 65, you can still go for NPS. But if you are beyond 55, you should start thinking of taking an NUT. And if you are above 65, you should take the NUT today itself, even if you need to sell any of your property or something to buy an NUT, because that is very important to as a part of financial planning. Now, how this NPS came into picture? Before 1985, the pension scheme used to be CPF or GPF, and before 2004, between 1985 and 2004, it used to be GPF and CPF. But after 2004, every citizen, every person who joined government job, including IAS officers, they were forced to buy NPS. All our subordinates who joined government job as doctors were forced to take NPS. I am using word forced because there was no other option. Now we are crying for OPS and things like that, but they were forced to take NPS, whosoever joined after 2004. Now what exactly it is? 10% of your salary automatically goes into the NPS account. This is for people, those who joined government job. And 14% of your basic government deposits into your NPS. So practically speaking, it is 24% of your monthly income. If you are in a government job, goes into NPS, goes into your pension planning. My colleagues, who did MBBS along with me, those who are in government service at this point of time, central government service, even Delhi state government service, they are getting on an average salary of 3 lakhs per month. And they are depositing 55 to 60,000 every month into NPS. And it is mandatory. It is a forced deposit. Now imagine a general pediatrician who is earning 3 to 4 times than a government servant. Does he deposit this much amount into NPS for pension? The answer is no. Majority of us don't. Rather, I would say all of us don't. There would be hardly 1 in 100 who would be doing so. And all these government servants also deposit into mutual funds or shares, whatsoever you as a private practitioner do. So I always tell my friends, those who are into private practice, even if you are earning 3 times a government servant, your retirement life will not be same as his. He is going to live a happy and peaceful retirement life once he will retire. And even earning 3 times the government servant, you will have a stressful and a problematic retirement in comparison to him. And it's a fact. If you see your friends around, those who are into the private practice, majority of them, not all of them, I would not say. See, I always believe 10% of them earn so much that they are least bothered, but 90% of them do not even earn equal to what government servants earn. So they don't have that good retirement life as government servants have. But nothing to worry. We all are in private practice. And thanks to 2009 NPS introduction, now all citizen model of NPS welcomes all citizens. All citizens means every citizen, even a sweeper, even a peon, even a clerk, even a babu can join NPS, whether he is in private practice or in a company or some other shopkeeper, he can join NPS. There are few schemes which are for underprivileged also in the NPS. There is NPS Lite also. There is AB Atal Bihari Vajpayee Pension Yojana also. They are all they are under the same umbrella of NPS. But all citizen model welcomes everyone, and there is no limit to add your monthly contribution into your NPS account. You can add as much as you want. If you earn 10 lakh rupees per month, you can add 2.5 lakh rupees per month into your NPS account. I'm just giving an example that it is so liberal. There is no upper limit of adding any amount into your NPS account. Now, what all are the options that we have as a private practitioners? The biggest and the most simplest option is we are dependent on our next generation. We believe I have 2 sons, I have 3 sons, they will take care of me. I don't bother about my retirement. But dear friends, this structure of having multiple children where you can become dependent on them is almost gone now. Even if you have 1 or 2 children, they will move off to US or UK or maybe some other city in India. You will be left alone. And as practically we can see, it's a single child family these days, and no child family is also a norm. There are I know several of my relatives, they have decided not to have child. So things are changing. A lot of us say, I will work till last breath. Pediatrician can work till the last breath. There is no need of any pension. But dear friends, life expectancy is rising day by day. Currently, we are at 70, and when we will reach 80, 85 or 90, it will be in a very short time. So it's impossible to work till the last breath. There will be a point you will stop and you will not like to interact with general public. It's not practically possible. Third, most of our financially fit people, those who have good IQ, I believe I can't compete with them, they say that we will build wealth, we'll create huge corpus, and we will, with this corpus, we will plan our pension. I always say there is no formula to calculate pension. The only formula which I can understand over the years to calculate pension is save 20% of your monthly pay taxable income into a pension. That is beyond your equity investment and mutual fund investment and other investments. That is whatever amount, this amount will grow when you will be 65, will be the actual amount you will need for pension. So this is the only thing that I believe. And liquidity is always not a blessing. This money which everyone says that I will build wealth and create my own corpus is a liquid amount. Mutual fund redemption is a click away. I can redeem it today. The money will be in my account on Wednesday. Most of the schemes are like this. FDs are click away. Within the second you get the money into your account. So liquidity is not always a blessing, especially if you're thinking about pension or if you're thinking about retirement planning. Rather, I would say it's a disguise. Any money which you are planning for retirement should not be available to you till you decide to retire. It should be locked. Very important fact is every 2 decades, the pattern of investment changes. From last 10, 15 years, the pattern is equity, equity, equity. And I'm sure this will last for another 10, 20 years, maybe 15, 20 years. But the pattern is going to change. Maybe crypto will come. Maybe generation down to you will say, why are you spending in mutual fund? These companies don't grow as crypto grows. And we all will be taking talks on crypto after 15, 20 years. So whatever that you think today is the way of financial fitness will change after a decade. This is also important. So the corpus that you need to have for something which you are planning after 2 decades has to have some lock-in and a different pocket to store. And there comes an age when you stop adopting. Now, even if I tell my dad to do equity, he is not. He says, I can't. I have limits. I have a limited understanding of equity. I don't want to risk my money. Even if I show him that this much money will grow more in this scheme, he is least bothered. You know, let your money grow. Whatever I have, I am happy growing at 5% or 6% because I don't need more than that. So this percentage returns after certain age is something which does not attract you. It is mostly for young generation or people, those who are at a very rapid growing age. They look for 20%, 30% growth rate. The last and the important, dementia, Alzheimer is a reality. Old age is a reality. Old age related diseases and your mental state is a reality. So do not assume the way you manage your money at this age or younger age, you will be able to do same when you will grow old. Cost of living is increasing day by day. This screen is visible because it got stuck in between.
It's visible.
Oh, thank you. The cost of living is increasing and it will be beyond your control to control the cost of living in the future. And you need an instrument which grows with time, and you need a pocket which will have the cost of living matched with the investment that you have done. Very important, and something which I always feel that we should understand. Young generation doesn't feel that this lock-in has some benefits. See, man is an emotional fool. Whatever money you have, you feel that you are saving it for your children, your spouse, your family members. And whenever they need this money, whenever they need this corpus that you have saved for your retirement, if it is available to them, you yourself will tend to give them. And they would be happy to take it for any reason, for starting a business, for doing a job, for doing some studies in USA or something. You will end up spending money collected for yourself in a feeling that this was collected for them only. I am just giving it to them. So this is something, and there are big examples. There are big examples. Dr. Ajay know that I give this example every time. This guy, everyone knows, this guy moved from Kanpur to Bombay some long time back and created an empire called Raymond's and Complete Man. And he finally wrote a book, An Incomplete Life. From very small merchant in Kanpur, he became an owner of Raymond's clothing company and several thousand crores of a company. What mistake he did at the age of 60, he was a very, very lived life king size guy. He has name in Guinness Book of Record, traveling around the globe in a balloon, hot air balloon. He started from Bombay, traveled the whole globe into the same balloon and came back and landed in Bombay. So he did this and he entered into the Guinness Book of World Record by doing so. He was a very lively person, and he had a mission that I will retire at 60. And his mission got completed when he retired at 60. He wrote an affidavit, named everything onto his son. His whole empire was given to his son at the age of 60, that I am retired now. Now my son will take care of all the businesses I have, all the corpus I have, everything.
One of India's richest men, Raymond Manda Singhania, is living a hand-to-mouth existence now. He's now staying in a rented house in South Mumbai. The former business tycoon has blamed his son Gautam Singhania for his misery. Ekta Suri spoke to Singhania Senior. Listen in.
I do feel I have a right to the property I am fighting for. We have a legal agreement for it. He's backing out of it. He wants to dishonor it. I have gifted the company to him, maybe very stupidly. I gifted everything I earned in my life to him on a stupid 8th of February 2015. And since then, he's no longer the guy I used to think he is.
So see how emotional fools we are, and we all are. We never think twice doing this. This is another example. Everyone knows how good actor he is, Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is just 65, and just 6 months back, this news got floated that now he is diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. We all know what is FTD. Now he's not going to remember anything, where his money is, where he kept. The only savior for this time is to buy annuity at this age for him. If he has some good financial advisor, all the money that he has to be invested in annuity. And FTP is not a deadly disease. He is not going to die early. He is going to live at least 20 years. He's a fit man at 65. He's a bodybuilder. He has a tremendous good body. So he's going to at least live 20, maybe 30. So he needs to buy annuity at 65 now, so that whatever he has kept, whatever he has created, goes into the monthly check. Because FTD is a progressive disease. Today, maybe he might be remembering where all the money, where all the property is, but 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line, he's not going to remember where I kept, where is the money. And slowly this money is going to go dead, because if you do not remember where to redeem, how will you redeem? And no company is going to come to your doorstep and say that take this money you have invested with us. Nobody's going to come. So it is to be redeemed voluntarily. So this is another example that why one should go for annuity. Now, going with all this background, now we know that we have NPS. I request everyone to join NPS, those who are below 55, and build wealth so that you can buy annuity at 65 or 70. Whatever you feel, you should invest into it. My personal feeling is one should go for at least 24% of his monthly taxable income. 24 is the ideal. If you're not happy with 24, you feel it is too much, go for 14, at least go for 10%. And the lock-in given by NPS is a blessing. Prefer lock-in for pension funds. NPS is a government scheme. It is not by any private organization. It has a proper structure. It is maintained by PFRDA, and it has 4 different models, out of which, if you are a private practitioner, all citizen model or number 3 model is for you. If you are into government sector, there is a model number 1. If you are employee of some corporate, you have model 2. And if you are from underprivileged society, all your workers, those who work under you, should be enrolled for Atal Pension Yojana. And it is for unrecognized sector, underprivileged. All sweepers, lower category clerks or attendants should have APS, Atal Pension Scheme. It is merely 100 or 200 rupees per month deduction, which guarantee 5,000 rupees pension when they retire. It's a proper structure where you have a trust, you have a regulator, you have an annuity provider, you have a trustee bank, you have fund managers, you have point of presence at every nick and corner throughout the country. Anybody who is 18 plus, and this is one message I would like to give. If you have children, those who have turned 18, encourage them to open NPS, even if they put 500 today, because it is in lock-in for next 40 years for them. It is going to become huge after 40 years. So everyone should open an NPS account. You can open an NPS account till you become 70. New accounts can be opened at 70 also. There's no logic opening at such a later age. Minimum contribution is 1,000 per year, but there is no upper limit. You can go as much as you want per annum, per year. Exit, if you want to exit with all benefits, minimum age should be 60. But you can defer this exit till 75. If you have good amount of corpus and you are still working and you don't feel that you need to buy annuity at this point of time, you can defer the exit till 60. The money, whichever that you have put, will continue to grow as per the scheme that you have chosen till 75th birthday. 40% minimum that you need to buy annuity at the exit. Annuity I will take at the last step. If you want to exit before 60, for example, at 50, you want to take retirement, you can, but you will have to invest 80% of your corpus into annuity. If you wish to retire before 60, this is possible. Interim withdrawals up to 25% are possible for specific conditions like child's marriage, child's education, or something. And there are limitations to it. After reading those limitations, you should apply for that. Whatever you put, you have 2 exemptions if you use old taxation system, 80CCD and 80CCD 1A. So you can save tax on 2 lakh per annum if you wish. But I always say, please, 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 again, please, please, please do not invest in NPS for saving tax. It is the worst instrument if you are using it as a tax saver. It is not a tax saver instrument. There is no benefit of putting 50,000 per annum into NPS. When you will turn 60, it will be such a meager amount. You will say it was useless to put all that money. You will not be able to withdraw it because you will have to buy annuity out of it. And annuity you will get will be so low. So please do not put meager 50,000 per annum into NPS. It is just waste of time and money. It is not going to give you anything. But the good part is if you are putting good amount, it is a triple E scheme, which means 40% goes into annuity and rest 60% is tax-free. There is no tax on the rest 60% amount. So 100% is tax-free at the time of retirement. But annuity will generate pension and pension will be taxable, which is true for all. Even now, debt fund withdrawals are 30 on regular tax slabs. So annuity will give pension and pension will be on the regular tax slab of your income. So that will not be tax-free. Now, where does NPS invest? NPS has 4 segments: E, C, G, A. E is equities, C is corporate debt, G is government securities, A is alternative investment. You can maximum invest 5% in alternate, and equities maximum 75%. Rest you can invest if you want up to 100%. So these 4 makes the 4 compartments of your NPS investment. Beauty is the NPS websites lets you choose your own compartments. For example, you can choose anything between 0 and 75 of equity, 0 to 100 of corporate, 0 to 100 of government, and 0 to 5 of alternate. You can make a combination of these 4 on your own at your wish. And this change is allowed every year. You can change it every year. It is not mandatory that you have chosen it once, it will be for life. No, you can change it every year if you wish. But intelligent would be to go for an active choice. Active choice till 50, you can choose up to 75% equity and rest 25 in rest 3. I prefer to choose corporate bonds in rest 25 and just 75 into equity. That 75-25 ratio is good enough, and actually it becomes an equity mutual fund like any other mutual fund which are there. And the equity goes into NSE 100 index. Government has limited this investment into NSE 100. So whatever NSE 100 will give, the same amount of return will come into this 75% of investment into equities. There are 3 more choices which are called auto choices. Once you choose LC 75, LC 50 or LC 25, these are auto choices, auto adjusted every year depending upon your choice. The aggressive ones puts more in equity and conservative one puts less in equity. If you have a mindset that I don't want to put too much into equity, you can choose conservative ones. And if you are okay with the high amount of going into equity, you can choose aggressive ones. But still, active choice is best, where you choose 75% equities and it continues to be 75% in equity till you are 50 years of age. And after that, every 2.5% starts reducing from equity to into debt. These are fund managers. These are just names. It doesn't matter. All of them almost perform equally. HDFC and SBI, in comparison to others, perform slightly better. And third one, if you ask me, is the ICICI. Opening an account is like a kid's job. Go to NPS website. It's all online process. No broker will sell this because they don't get commission. So if you ask your agent, I want to open an NPS account, he will come with 1001 reasons not to open it. If you ask your chartered accountant, he will tell you 1,01,000 reasons not to open an NPS. And it is a very simple process. Just go. You will take 2 to 3 hours to fill this form. It's a tedious form. It takes all the information. But select Aadhaar authentication. Do not select other authentications. You get stuck in other authentications because then the red tape comes in. So choose the Aadhaar authentication, and once you choose the Aadhaar authentication, you don't need to go anywhere. Everything will be done online, sitting home on your computer. After registration, after 2 days of registration, once you get your PRAN, permanent registration number of NPS, create a virtual account. There is, for every NPS, there is a parallel virtual account registration. This virtual account registration is actually a bank account number of Axis Bank. And this account is linked to your NPS account. Why I always ask everyone to create a virtual account, this is the easiest way to create SIP into your NPS. You create standing instruction into your account from your saving account into this virtual Axis Bank account, monthly transfer of X amount to this account, which will automatically go into your NPS account. So this is important to have. This kind of an activity, because voluntarily deposit will be impossible. You will not be depositing good amount of money voluntarily. This will ensure that you are putting some amount monthly into your NPS account. If you look at what are the expenses of this NPS, look at 0.09, 0.06, such a less amount of expenses are there of PF fund managers. And when we look at mutual fund charges, they are 100 times than this. So it is mere, just 3 rupees are cut for every amount that you put in at the time of putting. Nothing else is done. And there are some charges when you withdraw, or you have yearly charges, annual maintenance charges of 80 rupees per year, which is meager. If you compare it with mutual fund, it is negligible. Now, I believe everyone has opened NPS account, and most of us are into NPS. Those who are young into NPS are going into NPS. But among audience, currently, the biggest question is the FOMO, the missing emotion that we did not open NPS, hamara kya hoga, we did not, and we should have opened NPS long back, what to do now? This is the biggest question at this point of time, isn't it? Anyone can have annuity. Annuity does not mean that you have to have NPS. NPS is the way to collect money for your retirement. But once you decide to retire doesn't mean that you stop working. You can continue to work, but you can work for your mental satisfaction, not a rush kind of a working style where you are going 10 places, seeing so many patients. You work for yourself to keep yourself busy, but you can decide at certain point. That point can be 55, 60, 65, 70, depending upon your psychology and mentality. But you must have the annuity invested at that point so that your monthly paycheck starts coming. You can calculate how much you need. You just have to calculate very small, meager amount for your basic necessities, for your food expenses, for your electricity, water expenses, and some hobbies. A very small amount per month, you can plan an annuity. Annuity is what? Annuity is reverse of life insurance. You give premium, and at the time of that, you get the sum assured in life insurance. Annuity is reverse of it. One time payment you do today, for example, I pay 1 CR to buy an annuity. With 1 CR, I will get 80,000 per month for life. This, and it is immaterial how I will live. And after I will die, my dependent will get this 1 CR back. This is annuity. There are so many companies, those who provide annuity. You have to buy annuity when you decide you want to retire, whether you have taken NPS or not. And if those who have taken NPS, they will buy it from NPS when they retire. Those who have not taken NPS, they will have to shed their corpus to buy an annuity. If you have huge, you will have no problem. And a lot of people make a mistake that I have a huge corporate, I will not buy annuity. I will manage my corpus and live on to it. Rather, people with huge corpus should buy annuity. That is very important. There are several types of annuities. I will not go into it, but there are total 15 types of annuities. You can study them, and in many of them you get the initial payment back. In some of them you don't. When you opt for not taking the initial payment back, the pension is a little more because you are not opting to take the initial premium back. But there is a life annuity, there is a family annuity, there is a dependent annuity. You can there is an annuity when you will die, your wife will get the pension. So there are multiple ways of taking an annuity. These are current good annuity providers. I grade, this is as per the grade. So HDFC, ICICI are among the good ones. Somebody is trying to. Please do not annotate on the screen. Thank you. No, this is, dear friends, the last slide. Now, everyone has so many excuses. First, most important excuse is your money gets locked. It's a blessing. I need an option of a locked money when I am thinking about retirement. I'm thinking about pension, that the money should be locked. Whatever that I'm putting should be locked. Please do not save 50,000 per year into NPS for tax saving. It's a waste of money. Save for retirement, not for tax saving. A lot of people say, I am doing good. I am making CAGR of 30% from my stocks. Good. Please make 30% CAGR from stocks. If you are not interested in NPS, please make it a point when you decide to retire at 55, 60, 65, whatever, please do buy an annuity. At that point, do not make a mistake of not buying an annuity. Whatever corpus you have, whatever it may be, whatever systemic withdrawal you do with it, buy an annuity. Automatic systemic withdrawal, or rather I should say, God-made withdrawal is better than the physically or manually made withdrawal. I have seen many good people, those who had enough at the time of retirement, losing their corpus for their loved ones and not buying annuity. It is not, this annuity is not for middle class. I would say it is more for rich. Richer you are, it is important for you. So if you have big corpus sitting on you should invest in annuity. Annuity does not give more than bank returns. Yes, it will not give you anything more than bank returns. This is fine, but the structure or the purpose of it is not to give you return. The purpose of annuity is to give you monthly paycheck. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ajay. And we are ready for questions if there are.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vipul Jain sir. That was a wonderful presentation of the NPS and a concept of annuity, which you have told. This time I've understood more in the depth. many of us don't have an idea about annuity at all. We are at sea. So thank you very much for this wonderful presentation, crisp, clear, and to the point, and lot of inspiration and motivation which you have put. There are a lot of questions, hands are raised around, but I will just ask you some questions which are there in the chat box, or you can also see yourself, but I'll definitely see if there are anything. One question is there, who has said, how about monthly contribution can be changed more or less, should be fixed among the contributions?
You can change it. You can, it is up to you how much you want to invest. You can change every month. There is no limit. There is no limit. You can put daily, whatever way you want to put, you can choose to put. And there is, you can do it weekly, you can do daily. But remember, there will be 3 rupees transaction per entry. So if you do a lot of money together, whether you do 1 lakh or 1,000, 3 rupees will be deducted. So just take care of that 3 rupees per transaction. You can do as much as you want. You can change as many times as you wish.
Dr. Rakesh, I'll come back to you. I've seen your hand raise sign. There is a question which you have already dealt. How to start SIP in NPS? You have already told, but
yeah, you have to create a virtual parallel account of NPS. Once you have PRAN issued, you have to go to the website of NPS. There is a way to create a virtual account. This account is opened into an Axis Bank branch automatically online. You don't have to do anything. You just have to just one OTP is needed, and within 24 hours a virtual account number is assigned to you with an IFSC code. What you need to do is create a standing instruction on your internet banking, whatever bank it is, irrespective of bank, HDFC, SBI, whatever bank it is. You have to create a standing instruction from your account to that account number on the periodicity you wish.
So there is an important question. I think even I have got a little doubt. NPS equity exposure for government servants. Is it possible, sir?
Yes. Recently, this change has been done from last 2 years. Now you can ask, there is a form available. You can invest into equity. The government servants can increase. Initially, it was 10%. Now they can do up to 75% till 50th birthday. So if you are not 50 and into government service, there is a form available at your office. You have to fill that form and submit that form. That will entitle you to put 75% of your money into equities. It will be only for the new investment, not for the old investment. But if you are into all citizen models and you are an old subscriber where 50 was the limit, and if you choose to shift it on to 75, your whole corpus will be shifted on to 75.
Sure. There is one question. How do you compare with mutual funds retirement plans and your NPS?
Mutual fund retirement plans are the copycats of NPS. They eat 1 to 2% of your corpus. Please do not do it. Invest in a mutual fund is fine, but not for retirement. For retirement, either you choose NPS or you do mutual fund and invest into annuity when you decide to retire. There is a question, what is tier 2? Tier 2 is just like a mutual fund. You can put and withdraw anytime you wish. Avoid taking tier 2 of NPS. It is useless. It is better to do index funds instead of tier 2 NPS. Avoid. There is another question. Avoid tier 2. There is no nothing great in tier 2. You can always avoid going for tier 2.
Somebody said, if I opt for annuity with a good corpus I have done, is it still necessary to go for NPS?
No. If you have decided for annuity, why NPS? NPS is to create a corpus for annuity.
Yes. Rakesh sir, you can unmute yourself and come on the mic if you want, sir. I have seen your hand raised. Sorry.
Hi, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much.
Dr. Vipul, for this very very lucid talk that you've with slides and all, beautifully explained.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I have just completed 60 last month, so I think NPS is beyond my, advisable. It's not advisable, I guess, as per your discussion. Now, I would definitely like to go in for NUT. Now, my question is, I have two questions. The first is, how is NUT different from a fixed deposit? Suppose, as you suggested, that if I have 1 crore and you put it in the NUT, that will give you about 80,000 a month. So if I go in for an FD with the same amount, how is it different from NUT?
Sir,
That's my first question.
Okay.
And my second question is, I've joined you from UK. So are the rules different for the non-residents? Or is it the same? A non-resident person can also, are there any limitations or advantages or disadvantages of for an NRI?
If for an NRI, there are no different rules for NPS. There is one different rule for, I think, when you wish to take this money back, there is some rule for that, which I'm not sure as of now. But apart from that, you can open an NPS account, you can continue putting from NRE account into your NPS account. There are no limitations, and you will get the same benefit as any Indian citizen. If you are an NRI, NRIs are allowed to open NPS account, and I know NRIs, those who have NPS accounts, but it will be prudent for NRIs, those who wish to spend their retirement life in India, to have an NPS account. I am missing that one point. Taking back money has some limitations once you have matured this account. For maturity has some limitation, but putting and continuing with NPS for NRI is same as any other citizen.
And my other question about difference between fixed deposit and
the fixed deposit money is a liquid money. If I need it, I will withdraw it, and I will withdraw the day I wish. Liquidity is not a blessing when you're thinking about pension. It's a disguise. And the day you will need, you will withdraw it. Today, you feel that this money I don't need, and this will be lying at a separate corner and will continue to give me interest. That's fine. But God forbid the day comes when you need that money. You will not take a second to withdraw it. You will withdraw it. And that will be the point. You will actually lose getting that interest on that money from that very specific day. But when you buy annuity, you have committed that money for your monthly paycheck. This commitment is important.
So subsequently, this gives rise to another question linked to this. If I buy an annuity, is there a fixed period, or there is no such period? Can we opt for a 10 years annuity or 20 years annuity, or no?
Annuity is still life.
It's life.
It is still life. There are 15. Yeah, please.
So that implies that the amount that you buy the annuity for is already kind of hypothecated for the next generation.
Perfect.
Right?
Perfect. Yeah. That is the purpose. You have committed that amount for your paycheck, and you have committed that amount for the next generation. That is the purpose of annuity.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much for answering these questions very clearly.
Thank you, Dr. Rakesh, for participating.
Thank you, and I look forward to more. This is the first time I joined this session, and I came to know that you hold this kind of session every week. So that's really heartening. Welcome. And I would like to definitely be part of more such webinars in the future.
See our past recorded programs in our channels. You will learn more there, sir. The next question is, sir, what is the tax? You have already told this, but a participant has asked, what is the tax impact on the withdrawals which you get at the end?
100% 100% is tax-free. 40% you have to buy annuity, that is automatically tax-free. Rest 60% is tax-free. There is a confusion because 4 years back it was not tax-free. For 60% you used to pay tax. For 40% you'll which you buy annuity, it was tax-free. But even then also, if you spend 100% in annuity, it was tax-free. But now from last 4 years the rule has been changed. Whatever you will get, 100% is the tax-free, provided 40% you invest into the annuity, which is mandatory.
That's good. That's, I think, still good. So, Doctor, many of the doctors have asked, including our academic coordinator, Doctor, what is the percentage of returns? I think he is asking. I really
percentage,
don't know.
I think I discussed it well. The percentage of return of annuity would be quite near to what banks give. It will not be greater than that. So this is something one should be prepared for. See, for example, the current interest rate is between 7.5. So annuity is not going to give you more than this. Please be prepared for it.
So is OPS better or NPS is better? Some question is there. Sir.
If you get OPS, OPS is better, undoubtedly. Okay. But for that, you have to be a government servant and government providing OPS.
Yes.
So now no state or central government provide OPS. So this question is not valid anymore.
So I think we have covered most of the questions, sir. If anybody is there, they can unmute and ask directly. And there is one tip by Dr. Gul. He says there are a lot of YouTube videos showing us how to start an NPS account. So if you have missed the procedure in our talk today by Dr. Vipul Jain, sir, you can probably take the help of YouTubes which are there, how to start an NPS in a audio-visual form. But still, this talk will be recorded and will be released later on, and you can still have a look at it.
Sir, Vipul, sir, one question, sir.
Please.
Sir, last year we kept 50,000 rupees in Tier 1. I think that was the limit, I think, that at that time. So, like how to go about now? Every year, like, every year, you said every month.
50,000 was never a limit. See, your chartered accountant tells you to put 50,000 every year into NPS for saving tax.
Got it. Okay.
And I feel this is the worst advice that CA can give.
Correct.
You are just saving 15,000 by putting 50,000, but you are blocking rest of the 35,000 into an account which is not going to give you anything.
Correct.
NPS with less amount is useless. If you are going to get 5-10 lakhs or maybe 20 lakhs as a maturity amount in NPS, you will not get any pension out of it. It will be very small amount.
Yeah. Sir, how much, sir?
Now the way forward, as you asked, is start putting big amount into NPS.
Big maximum, how much it will be?
See, government puts 24% of the monthly salary. That is the benchmark. You can go at least 14%.
Okay. Sir, how much maximum we can keep on putting, sir? Like every
upper limit, there is no upper limit. It should not be more than your taxable income. Otherwise, IT guys will come. Otherwise, you can put as much as you earn.
Right, sir. Oh, as much as we can earn. Okay, great. Right, sir.
I have one doubt. So I'm in the government service, and government is also contributing there. On top of it, can I top it up with my own amount?
Yes, ma'am. You can top as much as you want.
Okay. Never thought of it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sir, let me just give one clarification. Correct me if I'm wrong. The basic idea, I think, is that you should be comfortable of what you spend today at the age of, say, 60 when you're retiring. What is your monthly expense? So suppose 70% of it is covered because you're going out, eating out, consumptions decreases when you retire, right? Today you travel, you go to hotels, you buy certain things. If you are able to cover 70% of your expenses, projected expenses at 65 years and the rest of the 20 years That is the amount you should get every month from the sources. And NPS is a good source, I think, where you must aim to have not save money or save tax. So as Sir has said to Dr. Pawan, contributing 50% is not the issue. 50,000 is not the issue. Is the percentage of your income which you can save per month. 24% is what government is suggesting or made it mandatory. You can go 30% also. Nobody stops you. And if you're comfortable, of course. So there is a concept called, are you going from a rich state in your 5th decade to a richer state post-retirement or to take care of you, is a good deep thinking which we can do. Well, youngsters, we all say 25 years is the right time to open an NPS, but he may not have that much funds of saving 30% probably. But 40 years tenure is there, his compounding effect will occur. And there are a lot of variations where we options where you can invest, like equity is also there, Sir has said. So the idea, have it in your mind, you should have 70% of expenses covered when you are retired with sources, and NPS being a compulsory, mandatory, regular, discipline-making monthly source is definitely a instrument to look forward and should be made. Each size doesn't fit all. NPS is not, it will fit all, but it is made so flexible. There are 4 options and there are so many ways you can change the equity portion to debt portion to other, what Sir has said. You can study that and decide. So I think we should all take this very seriously and try to do. And Singhania's presentation, which you have mentioned, Sir, it is really heart-touching. A person with such a great brand of Raymond's, and he's staying in a 2-bedroom flat and struggling to maintain his life is really a pitiful situation which you have highlighted. And Bruce Willis also. Alzheimer's is a problem, Sir. I have uncle who forgot where he has kept his fixed deposits. He came to my father's house, who was his same age, and he used to ask, I put some money in post office, some money in some bank. I don't know where they are. And he always racks his brain. He forgot totally. So these are certain things of the old age. I think we should have today, as Dr. Sir has dedicated his talk to his father. I had a conversation with my father, who's alive, is 95 years. He gets 1 lakh rupees pension today from the state government because he was an ex-government. He's so grateful. He says, I run the show even today and self-manage myself with the expenses with this 1 lakh per month. And such a happiness and such a secure feeling you will get of a regular income is only probably a very well-designed program, like Sir has said, Pipuljan National Pension Scheme.
So there are 3-4 questions. Before you talked about expenses, there is enough data which says that your basic expenses are just 20% of your whole expense. The food, electricity, and water, this is just the 20% of your complete expense. So basic expenses are very minimal. Even a person who is earning 10-12,000 per month meets those expenses. So your basic requirement is very less, and post-retirement is very less.
Yes.
So there is a question, asset allocation. You can change asset allocation once a year, and there are around 20 rupees or so charges for doing so, which is very nominal. NPS versus equity with SWP for retirement. Yes, it's a good idea to do SWP, but you will have to manage it. With growing age, commit something for your pension. Do not commit, I am not saying commit 100% for your pension. Commit something for your pension. What NPS gives as a return, NPS 75% gives you equal to the index fund, NSE 100 index fund. It invests into NSE 100 index funds. It is a mandate from government. The variation of 0.5 to 1% depends upon individual fund manager, but it is parallel to that. On an average, in last 10 years, the return is in tune of 15 to 17% in NPS. It is not 10%, as somebody mentioned. It is 15 to 17% as NSE 100 has given. Best fund manager I had discussed, HDFC, SBI, ICICI, you can choose whatever best name you like. They all give equal, and there's hardly a difference of 0.5, 0.3%.
Sir, I think we have answered most of
them, yes.
Yeah. The asset allocation frequently is allowed, isn't it, sir? You have already
Every year, once a year.
Yeah. So how to monitor NPS is some question, very simple question by Dr. Malesh.
You don't need to monitor. Government is monitoring it. You don't need to monitor it. Keep maximum into equity, I would suggest. Go for an active fund management. Keep 75% into equities, 25% into corporate debt. This is the maximum you will get out of NPS. This return, this combination will give you the maximum return from your NPS, which is in tune to 14 to 17% per annum, as with current history. So this 15 to 17% return is good enough. If you look at the you can go to value research and compare these fund managers if you wish. There is a table to compare. You can change year and see how these fund managers have been performing over last 10-12 years. It is almost 13 years now, the NPS is there, so good comparison is there. And you can see how different allocations work at value research. Yeah, there is an app available. Somebody is asking, is there any app for NPS? NPS has an app also where you can see your contributions, you can see returns, you can add contribution through the app.
Dr. Harish Gopal, your comments, please, if you are there. Dr. Harish Gopal, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. Previously, I also thought that only 50%. But later, after knowing the benefits, I have started to invest more. But not so much as 14%, but I have started to invest more. Thank you, sir. It was a good session, sir.
Dr. Shushma, you want to ask some question. Can you unmute yourself and ask if you are ready? Then we will be about to close because we have answered almost all questions and our time is up.
So this would be the biggest gift to me today. Harish has started investing more in NPS.
Harish sir is more return of investment oriented person.
Yeah, I agree. At his age, even I was running after percentages, and with age you realize that percentage is just a number. Beyond percentage, there are so many things.
Yes, yes, sir.
But still more into equity, sir. Disclaimer.
Yeah. Okay.
Even I am more in equity, Harish. I am heavily invested in equities, and I do equities far, far beyond what one should do. But NPS is totally different game. It is beyond percentages and it is beyond investment. It is not investment. It is your personal care that you are thinking about, and one only realizes this when he turns 60, 65 or later on, that how important it is to have it.
So you are getting a tax-free return, sir. That is more important.
Yeah, that's right. The returns are tax-free.
Question, sir. If the Nifty gives more than 12, if the Nifty is giving 12, how NPS gives more? By Malesh, sir.
Sir, look at the NPS returns of last 10 years. There is a value research. On an average, the NPS return is around 15%. It is complete. It is not Nifty index, NSE 100. If you remember, Nifty next
has given more.
From 2012 to 2019 grew very aggressively at the rate of 25-26%. And Nifty grew at a slower pace of around 14-15% at that point of time. So Nifty next 50 contributed significantly into NPS at that point of time. Probably that is the reason it has given a better return.
So I think we will conclude, sir. Dr. Harish Gopal, sir, any more questions?
Nothing, sir. Sir has covered everything, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Vipul Jain, sir. That was a very good
And
interactive.
last one, sir, if you are investing, can we invest a SIP or should we invest lump sum in the starting of the financial year?
SIP is always better in anything, sir. Whether it is mutual fund or anything, SIP is always good. And creating a SIP in NPS is very easy, easier than mutual fund.
The basic principle is 25% of monthly savings should be invested. That is what I think is the message, the end point of the today's program, I would say, because that is the calculation what you need when you retire. Sir has already said you need only 30% of today's expenses, even at the, because basic needs you want to be covered, and that is what we are aiming. So today's 30% you try to, or 20% or 25%, try to invest every month by SIP into NPS. So, okay, sir, that let's call it a day. Thank you very much, Dr. Vipul Jain, sir. And we are going to consider and have exciting programs ahead, maybe a physical finance workshop sometime in Hyderabad. And that will be let you know with after discussing with our colleagues here, so how to go about the logistics. And the webinars will continue for 2 more Sundays, and we may take a break in the month of October and come back refreshed and recharge our batteries back again on the Sunday programs. WhatsApp group will continue. And sir, I request you to be there with us as you are there with us since past so many years to answer the rest of the questions from our participant. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure to be here. Honor. Thank you.
Bye, sir.